Good morning, everybody. Well, maybe good morning. It's good morning for me. Editing up these videos while on the beach surf fishing. So, a little bit behind, so I'm gonna edit a few of them. So you're gonna see this. Probably hear the waves in the background. Hope it's soothing. We'll try to catch some fish while we're at it. So as I'm recording this, I've got to watch 3 fishing rods in the water. But this is the week after No Fame Games. And this left leg obviously is still giving me trouble if you guys have followed along a little bit. So I hit a bunch of stand throws today, mostly with the 28. I don't think I did anything with the 56. I can't remember now. It's been a couple weeks. But did some short chain, then some long chain. I think I might have taken some one turns as well. I'm watching this just like you are. So really just trying to work on the finish, doing what I can with what I've got. So here's some of the long chain ones. And it's hard trying to, when you really wind up, try to catch as far behind you as you can to start pushing and then lifting through the finish and trying to drive through my left leg. It's kind of half-assed, to be honest. Driving through it, up through it, pushing through the finish instead of pulling off to the left and or just trying to get this left leg to work in some form. As you see, there's a little bit of a dip there. I mean, this would be perfect if I knew if this is what my actual finish could look like. If it could be this long and then using the legs that much. So yes, I stayed with the lightweight and I went to one turns. I did use the short chain and the long chain in both of these. Just trying to give myself different stimulus. I'd throw different weights if I could, but I didn't have any others. Like I'd throw maybe a 14 if I had one, or a 35 if I had one. Just mixing things up and trying to do things a little bit different here. So trying to really focus on getting around, because I can't drive through my left leg. So it's doing what I can with that left leg. It's tough. So it's, yeah, that's what we're trying to do with these, is really drive through the left, but it's not working all that great. And then here you see, kind of talking to myself about trying to turn the right foot as well. I've tried some different cues about trying to get that right foot around. I've got a couple others from a different game, trying to pick up some different things. And this is kind of what happens around most throws. Maybe a couple, I don't even always show it, but as I've said before, I kind of maybe do some footwork there, and then it doesn't always work that well. It doesn't always go that way. Short chain and long chain today, nothing earth-shattering, nothing to write home about. I did pull a tape just to get an idea of where things are at. And then I think it was the same lift day was hang power snatch clusters. So 1 rep every 20 to 30 seconds. I was trying to, if you see me looking down there, I was trying to watch the clock. I think it was every 20-ish seconds. The only reason they're off the blocks is you don't have to bend down as much. So the foam pads, excuse me. But I like the cluster stuff. I've been doing it. It keeps me working hard. As you can see, I'm pretty drenched. I was pretty drenched that day. And here it goes. We're catching a fish. Well, that got way more exciting than planned, as I had a pelican run into my fishing line. So I, for a moment, caught a pelican. So didn't catch a fish, almost caught a pelican. Then checking baits, actually caught a fish. Best fish we've caught here on shore since we've been sitting here. So back to the lifting. So I think it was 3 waves of this 5 sets of 1 of a hang power snatch. I like doing these. I'll go get back to measuring the speed on these, just so I can use that as a parameter of how the day is going. Maybe adjust the loads as, that I see fit. Obviously depends on how much fatigue you have going on. And yeah, I must have put a bunch of these in here. I think it was, man, I don't know why I put so many here. I actually did another set, but I just cut it. I cut all your breaks in between. One thing I do like is that these are pretty consistent in terms of technique, which I always am a stickler for, because I do know that optimal power is going to come from optimal technique. So we'll finish up this set of 5 singles here. And you notice they all look very similar, but I promise they're all different. And then another day, the second day this week that I included some training stuff, is some med ball throws. And I'm a big fan of these here. I actually sped these up. Do a couple different variations. Been a big fan of these to actually help my stone put. And in a minute here, you'll see me doing some shot put style throws with these. And that's, here these are. I do them up close to the wall and actually move back from the wall. And I actually try to work on both directions, trying to stay balanced from side to side, because we do so much throwing off my right side. I've, over the past 2 years, incorporated more from the left side as well. And so here I'm doing them still close to the wall, but I kind of move the camera back. You can kind of look at technique a little different from here, and then we'll move back and do the right side here. And I moved back just to kind of give me a little bit more room to really push all the way through it. And obviously it's not perfect from a Braemar or open stone perspective, but because the hands down, at the chest, holding the ball. But I feel like they do translate pretty well for me personally into like a Braemar open stone throw. When my med ball throws are going good or feeling good, or doing a lot of them, my stones tend to go better. So kind of some specific strength there. This is a 20-pound sand ball, slam ball, whatever you want to call it. So a little bit specific strength. And then here's, instead of doing from the blocks, I just regular power cleans from the ground. These are the same thing, 3 sets of 5x1 with about 20 to 30 seconds in between. So just sped up the breaks in between so you can see what a general set looks like. These I was definitely more fatigued on. I can already see a little bit of technique breakdown in my back later in the week. I don't remember how work was around things, but just knowing I was a little fatigued, I could see a little bit of technique flaws. And in general, obviously with pushing off of one leg in the grand scheme, I've been trying to still incorporate some bilateral stuff and feeling strong and explosive. And these are nowhere close to where I want them to be for where they should be based off of last year. I should be a good bit further. So definitely have regressed, but about to kind of back up punt now that I'm actually recording this voiceover in mid-July and kind of reset for my fall season, quote unquote. And you'll see a little bit of the same stuff here soon in my training videos coming up into August, September. I'm going to kind of rerun some of this stuff. It'll be some of the same loads. I'm going to track speeds a little bit better and track some things a little bit more and be pushing a little bit more. So if you see that stuff, that's why. And I'll probably put 1 million of these in. Oh, well, we're moving on here. So this is something I've started doing, and this is all sped up. I've added in a plyometric program that I'm following, and it's all ground-based, and it's all basically broad jump stuff. So here's a sample day, including the warm-up stuff. So day one of this, I felt super unathletic. I was like, oh man, it felt like something I was definitely missing. Like I do some plyos, but not the volume that this program is giving me. And it's got all kinds of different stuff in it. It's very athletic based. And the work is a distance down and then a walk back. So that's what you're kind of going to see here. These are some of the different skips and stuff like that. It's harder to see from behind now that I'm watching this and realizing that it all looks very similar. But it takes me, including the warm-up, I think I'm catching another fish. Middle rod's got another fish. We're gonna let it simmer for a minute. Let's watch it simmer. So this ground-based, so there's no boxes involved, no external load involved. It's all different depth of plyo and I guess speed of reaction. It's tiered, so we do a light tier, a medium tier, and heavy tier, or deep tier. And it's almost like each tier gives you a little bit more knee bend as you go through it. So this is still the warm-up stuff. There are some different skips up, and there I've messed up and was like, oh man, gotta redo this one. Some different skips, and these are like called ankle runs, knee runs, stuff like that. And I do probably have a little fish on there, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to finish recording this video. Maybe one fish will bring 2 fish if I leave them fighting out there a little bit. These workouts take me about 20-30 minutes to do from start to end, and gets me sweaty, that's for sure, and definitely makes me feel more like an athlete again, kind of like you did when you were doing football or something like that, and you're doing all different types of cone drills and bag drills, ladder drills, stuff like that. This kind of gives me that feeling a little bit. So this is some of the different jumps. We've got like crisscross jumps. Try to kind of see if we got and they use some terminology different than I ever have. Single leg, and you'll see each leg. And I apologize for the walk back, but I sped it all up as fast as I could. And here's the single leg again. I'll have a little fun, and I'll just hang out, watch my fishing rod bend, side hops. So it throws some stuff in there that, all right, is this exactly what I need as a Highland Games thrower? Let's talk about that. I did the wrong direction here. I wonder if I catch it. I didn't. I noticed that. So these are a little bit more dynamic, and here's some bounds. You can watch, actually, if you watch that one back, you see my left leg goes out to the side instead of straight ahead. After watching this video, I actually tried to correct that the next few days. So this program's only been 2 days a week, and I'm enjoying it so far. I don't know how long I'll keep doing it. These absolutely suck. I've found out that I absolutely hate like a split squat jump. We call these like split exchange leaps in the program. And especially the deep tier where you're supposed to do like a full lunge. And you see those single legs were a little bit more intense. We're obviously deeper in the tier. So as I finish up this jumping stuff, I think that's the last thing in this video. I hope you guys enjoy seeing some of this stuff. This is a little bit different. I'm doing this, like I said, twice a week, and I don't even know what we're calling these, but just a bunch of different jumps. And yeah, I think you guys should all jump more probably. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. I'm going to go ahead and quit talking. You can watch the end of the jumps. Catch you on the next one.